I have witnessed Prague Transport Police has been harassing and fining clueless tourists who have been making one simple mistake, and this can happen to you unless you watch this video before you visit Prague. Today I'm going to be telling you how to use this, which is the Prague public transport system. And if you stay to the end of this video, I'm going to tell you some super helpful tips which is going to take your visit to Prague to the next level. So in Prague you have the option to use either public transport like metros, which is right here, or you can take a bus, or you can use also the trams, which are going all over the city, and there is really good coverage running every few minutes. So if you take the public transport, you're gonna arrive where you need to be very quickly. And all of these transports, they use the same ticket type, which you can buy either on the machines, which are in yellow, or you can buy also in a shop, which is called a trafficker, which is typically found right in front of the metro stops. And the last option to buy a ticket is that you can use an application which is called PID Litichka, and in there you can select different ticket types which you need, but the easiest way is to buy a ticket right in the metro stops. And this application is actually from the Department of Transportation in Prague. The good thing about this application is that it tells you the connections you need to take, the timings, and they even have a map to help you out. When buying the ticket through the application, you are required to validate the ticket manually before you get on the transport system. To actually identify the metro in Prague, there's typically colored signs with the name of the metro station, which is found right outside. We have 3 main lines, and they all have different color codings and letters, and they all meet in 3 sections within the Prague city center. Some stops are stroller and wheelchair friendly, and you can find that information on the maps and application. To buy a ticket, it's quite straightforward. You go to the yellow machines, you choose the language which you want, for example English, you select buy a ticket, and then you choose the ticket duration which you want, and then you can pay either by card or by cash. So once you bought your ticket, you need to make sure that you validate. Guys, this is super important, because the transport inspectors, they are normally preying on tourists because most likely they forget about this step. So as you enter the transport, for example the metro or the bus, you're gonna find the yellow machine, which is right there, and in there you put your ticket in, and there's like an arrow which shows where you need to validate, and then it's gonna put a timestamp, and your ticket is gonna be valid for about 30 minutes or 90 minutes depending on what time frame you bought. Only one instance where you don't need to validate is if you buy your ticket from this little machine right here, because it automatically prints a ticket with a time. So it's just a matter of selecting how long you need, paying, and then you're good to go. Another thing which is important to know is that once you're in the metro and you're going down the escalator, always stand on the right side, because if people are in a rush, they're always running down on the left side. Once you get into the metro platform, this is where things can get a little bit confusing on knowing which side of the platform to stand.
One of the confusing things for people when they come to Prague is to know which side of the tram to stand on. So when you look at this map right here, it shows you on white which stop you're in. So if you want to go, for example, on this stop which is Rachanska, because it's on the left side of this white stripe, it means you're going to stand on the left side. And if you want to go, for example, on the stop which is that side, which is Flora, because it's on the right side of the white stripe which you see, that means you stand on this side of the platform.
In some platforms, it's a lot easier because there's a possibility to look on the top of the platform where it's written what are the next stops. Once you get on the metro, you can follow the stops which are shown right on the map, and these icons which are showing the most popular Prague tourist spots. And then there's also an LED sign right in the middle of the metro which is showing you the next stops. When you arrive to each station, there's some basic public transport etiquette which is expected to follow, where people exit first before the next people get on, and this applies to all transport forms. Once you get off the metro, you can transfer to the other metro lines, buses and trams using the same ticket, as long as the time frame which you have bought has not yet expired. You just simply hop on and off, but keep an eye on the time so that you don't go past the valid time period which you bought. There is some ticket inspectors which are randomly getting on some stations, and they're doing ticket checks. Because everything in Prague is really close together, you can walk from the old town to as far as Prague Castle within the hour, and I find that walking is mostly easier and it's more enjoyable because you get to enjoy the Prague atmosphere. If you want to use the transport system, I find that buying tickets in blocks of 30 minutes can work out to be cheaper, and if you plan to use the transport for most of your stay, you can buy, for example, a 24-hour ticket for 120 crown or a 72-hour ticket for 330 crown. Another thing which you are able to use your ticket on is this, and this is the Prague ferry. So this takes you from one side of the Vltava river to the other, and there's a lot of them which are dotted alongside the river as you walk down. And here they also accept your public transport ticket, so you just show them and you just get on and off you go. But I find crossing through Charles Bridge is a bit more magical, and you can use this same ticket if you want to ride the funicular to climb the Petrin Hill, and the ticket is also valid for night buses. As you walk around Prague during the summertime, you're gonna notice the Prague historical tram which is whizzing past. There's two trams, number 41 and number 42. Number 42 is the main one, which acts like a hop-on and hop-off historical tram, which goes around Prague Castle, the outskirts of Prague Old Town, Wenceslas Square and Malostranska. You can buy a ticket for 250 crown, which is valid all day from the conductor as soon as you get on. They do accept cash and a card, and kids under 3 are free. This ticket is only going to work on this tram. They will not accept any other tickets, and you cannot use this ticket on other transport systems. This tram takes you to the top tourist spots, which are free. So check out our next video on the top 20 free things to do in Prague so that you don't miss anything when you visit next.